you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker. Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark. Even got that homebrew flowing.
In this bulletin, a number of police officers have raised their concern about the amount of money received in their payout. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy has reassured the family of Navneet Devi that his ministry is investigating. And today marks Good Friday, a significant day in the Christian calendar when the sacrifice of Jesus Christ is remembered. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. In an Easter message, the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama today said this is a time of prayer, introspection and giving. Regardless of our different beliefs, he said we as Christians should share love, empathy, forgiveness, goodwill and responsibility. Bainimarama says all Fijians need to be reminded of God's love and most importantly to remember the significance of one's personal accountability and love for the good of every young Fijian and their future. The Prime Minister wishes the people of Fiji a happy Easter. A number of police officers have raised their concern about the amount of money they received in their payout yesterday. Some say they have not received the amount which was expected, while some apparently have gotten more. Savara Tambua has the story.
In 2004, police officers were only paid 6% of a 30% pay rise, 24% of which was held by government. Yesterday, a payout of $16 million was approved to cover the remaining monies unpaid to those police officers who qualified. However, it appears not all were paid their dues. Former Police Officers Association executive David Taralulu says the actual payout has been disappointing.
Thanks to the governors have said that they give us that allocation. But we were not given fairly. The PBP was not fair yesterday. So people are crying now. Now I'm talking on their behalf because I made this initiative of requesting this government to make this payment.
Retired Officer Anil Chandra says the advice he received from headquarters did not equate to how much made it into his bank account.
What I received, it was beyond my expectation. I was expecting somewhere 10,000 or something, but I have received 3,385. And plus that we were told, it was over TV or news, one newspaper that emailed, the email number given, jepayout@gmail.com. I have emailed 3 times asking the payslip, the reason behind. I want the thing, accountability, the transparency, what we are given, what we are not given. I went to the accountant. Accountant was not there, assistant accountant was there, and the things she's explaining, which is not in the picture at all. Only we knowing about 24%. We do not. I am not happy at all, including our members there.
Police Commissioner Major Ben Hunewald says the matter is out of his hands.
I received a message that the minister is preparing a press statement and he will release the press statement over the weekend. Awaiting the press statement of the minister, I think it will be inappropriate for me to do a press statement now because he was the person who requested the task force to do the evaluation of all the files for the payout.
A number of police officers who we tried to interview on camera declined and asked that their identities remain anonymous, all the while telling us that this week's salary did not include the back pay they thought it would. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy has reassured the family of Navneet Devi that his ministry is investigating the teacher at the centre of the controversy. Last night he visited the family to offer his ministry's condolences. Christopher Chand reports.
Losing a loved one is not an easy.
It's a story that has shocked the nation. The death of 18-year-old Navneet Devi. Her family claiming that she was a victim of teacher bullying.
We want to assure the family here that we are concerned about what has happened. Unfortunately, we cannot reverse what has happened, but we definitely can provide justice to the family.
The teacher has been sent home pending investigations. On social media, Devi's death and the circumstances surrounding it has gone viral.
Not because we found anything against her, is because we wanted her not to be in the scene of investigation. So we will definitely finish it by end of next week.
Both the Education Ministry and the police have asked the public not to have preconceived ideas. However, it was observed that neither the students or anyone from the teaching faculty of Jasper Williams High School attended the funeral on Wednesday.
I did inquire about that earlier on, and I've got a different version of why the school didn't come. So I think we should not blame the school right away. There was some other reason.
For the family, the visit has given them hope that the ministry is serious about dealing with the issue.
I'm very sad, but I'm happy to see that give me some power to that I lost my daughter. But I think he will good thing for me and good justice for me.
Education officials are likely to complete their investigations next week, while the police have opened an inquest file to ascertain the cause of the death before it is handed to a resident magistrate. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Today marks Good Friday, which is a significant day in the Christian calendar because it's the day that they remember the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Ellen Stahls has more.
Christians today attended various services to celebrate the great sacrifice of Jesus Christ, the brutal crucifixion of Christ for the atonement of the sins of mankind. President of the Methodist Church of Fiji, Reverend Tevita Nawandra, said his sermon was one of love.
The crux of my sermon, which is the love of God. Yeah, all this was the attempt by God Himself to bring us together, to join humankind or humanity to God Himself. And the way to do it was through that painful death that Jesus went through.
He also tried to give people who were not necessarily Christians a message of hope and peace.
I was trying to reach those who may think that life is close to them because of no job and difficulties in education, difficulties in family. Jesus has opened the door. There is hope for everyone.
FBC News spoke to some of the followers and asked them what the meaning of Good Friday was.
I sing in the choir, and that's my contribution today was to sing to Him, praise His name in the best way I possibly can do.
This is a time when I'm reminded of how Christ came so that I can be redeemed from the dominion of darkness into Christ's kingdom.
I think to most people, as it does to me too, Good Friday reminds me personally of God's love and how He just reminds us of His love and the big sacrifice He made.
His love, like no one would die for me, but He died and He saved me, not only me, but everybody else in the world. And also, not only did He die, He also cleansed all our sins. So, actually, that is something really great that anyone could ever imagine or think of. Honest, thank you.
From the Raiwanga Catholic Parish, the congregation enacted the scene of the crucifixion of Christ, which drew a fair crowd of onlookers. Resurrection Sunday is believed to mark the day Christ rose from the dead and conquered sin and death. Ellen Stahls, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources focuses on the utilisation of land.
FM nampun tu ene sir na hona ni ndende manda ke central rental support ke ne so kita minichi me ba na koloko ni sapola
oya wa tisoni dalai
gonga e mosdon
nama ke rau ke na tolu ke betu ena via kati moliti ke na borombuka
goria na lali ne kabi bula FM nampun 2 ene sir
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. I hope you're having fun so far. You're listening to The Ride, and I'm Kara, taking you through your afternoon. Stay with me to listen to more awesome classics right here on The Ride. Bulabinaka, for awesome sounds in the afternoon. Wonderful, wonderful classics. Join me on The Ride every weekday right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits from 2 to 7.
Just don't ask me what it was. I think it's 'cause
Welcome back. This is FBC News. A major issue that stood out during the Standing Committee on Natural Resources held this week was the issue on the utilization of land. The Lands Department yesterday told the committee there is not much arable land. In Naitasiri alone, only 10% of land is arable, and in the whole maritime province, only 8% of land is arable. Chairman of the committee, Choweli Dawaki, says there is a need to work closely with the various stakeholders to change the aspect and effectively utilize the land.
It's one of the challenges going forward in terms of this committee looking at how best we can utilize our natural resources to bring about prosperity to our people. Growing the economy, creating employment, and also reducing poverty, especially our people in the villages and settlements.
The committee was adjourned today and will convene on April 20th at 9:30 a.m. An afternoon tea to commemorate International Women's Day with the theme Make It Happen was held yesterday to recognize the achievements of women. Minister for Women Rosie Akbar took the opportunity to highlight her ministry's commitment to continuing to empower women. Shireen Lata has more.
Minister for Women Rosie Akbar was part of the 59th session of the Commission on the Status of Women in New York recently. She says a number of issues faced by Pacific women were highlighted during the two-week-long session, and these issues aren't new for Fiji.
That women are still used as pawns in war and internal unrest. Women continue to be raped, tortured, trafficked on a disproportionately larger scale to men. Women are witch-hunted by groups of men and tortured on allegations of sorcery.
Akbar says she has made 3 commitments for this year, which is expected to help reduce violence. The ministry will review the Memorandum of Understanding within the Fiji Police Force to address the gaps in the implementation of the various decrees pertaining to the protection of women and children. A MOU will be signed between the Women Ministry and the Ministry of Ethiopian Affairs for a more targeted approach to address women's economic empowerment. And another MOU between the ministry and faith-based organizations will address gender-based violence in non-Ethiopian communities.
I commit here that under my watch, the ministry will support, with the support of all its partners, will work to ensure the full and effective implementation of our national gender policy, which will involve gender mainstreaming through gender sensitization of the whole of government machinery.
Speaker of Parliament Dr. Chico Luveni, who was also part of yesterday's event, stressed the importance of men and women working together. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Police are appealing to the driving public to be extra vigilant over the long weekend and not to drink and drive. FBC News filmed this accident along Doloisuva Road this afternoon. It's suspected that the driver was under the influence of alcohol when they lost control of the vehicle, which veered off the road, almost landing into the rock pools below. A policeman as well as an emergency services officer were on the scene where these 4 men, believed to be in the vehicle at the time of the accident, appeared disoriented. Sports is up next. Here's Jamie now with the latest.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening. Ahead in sports, Fiji's 7th side certain for Rio Olympics qualification. And Coke Games TV coverage great for viewers. This and more coming up.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulablanca. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
छू छू छू। हे नमस्ते फीजी, आपके हर एक प्रॉब्लम की दवा लेकर मैं आ गई हूँ 9 से 12 बजे तक, आपकी सहेली रेनू। छू छू छू। 40 में 20 का दिखना है। मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक, मंडे टू फ्राइडे। मिर्ची, इट्स हॉट। चोरी किया रे, दिल लिया रे।
The Vodafone Fiji 7 side heads into the Tokyo tournament this weekend, certain that it has all but qualified for the 2016 Rio Olympics. The Ben Ryan coach side is certain to finish in the top 3, and this is a testament to the hard work done behind the scenes. Chalenda Dakadaka reports.
The Vodafone Fiji 7 side's current performance on the World 7 Series continues to improve in each tournament. With 3 legs remaining, the national side is second on the points table, putting them in a good position for the top 4 automatic qualification spots for the 2016 Rio Olympic Games.
I am confident that you will agree that the boys and the team is starting to perform at a level that we have not seen in Fiji for some time.
Like the rest of the country, Rugby House is proud of the team's performance and is looking at ways to improve its services for our national team.
I want to make a point and assure the public that the Fiji Rugby Union is doing all that's within its capabilities, within its powers, to be able to field these teams to be competitive for the remainder of this series, but also with an important eye into next year towards the Rio Olympic Games.
The national 7 side will have a chance to improve its position on the World Series ladder when the Tokyo Sevens gets underway tomorrow. Talento Kazak, FBC Sports.
The recent announcement of Fbctv's live coverage of the 2015 Coca-Cola Games has been well received. This allows viewers in areas which can only receive the Fbctv signal to witness the biggest secondary school athletics meet from within the comfort of their own homes. Talenda Dakdaka reports.
The joint coverage of the Coca-Cola Games by the 2 biggest broadcasters has been welcomed by many. Fiji Broadcasting Corporation is airing the 2-day event live for the first time, and this historic venture is just another way of delivering to the viewers that previously could not watch the games on television.
We already have stories coming in from certain schools in Nandarivatu. We've got messages from Korobo and some other places like Raki, where parents and of course students themselves will be watching the Coke Games for the first time because of the reach of Fbctv.
For areas that are only able to catch the Fbctv signal, this news is well received.
I want to thank Fbctv for showing live coverage of the Coca-Cola Games. To those of us in the village in Tailevu North who can't make it to ANZ Stadium, we can now watch the games live from home for 2 days.
I am thankful that we can watch FBcTV and for this great opportunity to watch the Coca-Cola Games live on FBcTV in the comfort of our own homes.
We can now watch the games in our village of Ndravu in Tailevu as well as in Nakelo, in places where we couldn't watch it live before. We can now watch it as it will be shown live on FBcTV.
The Coca-Cola Games will be held on April 24th and 25th at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. This will truly be a nationwide event as the country gets to watch the games, whether it be at the stadium or behind a television screen. Talento Kazak, FBC Sports.
The Shop and Save Hudson Cup National Force Bowling Tournament is a chance for women to compete and showcase their talents in the sport. The 3-day tournament started today at the Nandi Sports Club. Bowls Fiji women's team president Radhika Prasad says the competition keeps getting tougher every year.
In the last 2 years, we have been playing with men, and it has really boosted the ladies. And the ladies' competition has really done. The ladies have done very well in the competitions, playing against the men. They know their strengths and their weaknesses now, and I'm pleased to say that there are tournaments that the ladies have played against the men, and they have merged out to be winners.
This is the first time that women's teams are participating in the competition. The Nandi Open Squash Tournament received a good number of participants today. International players were also competing in the build-up tournament for the Pacific Games in July. Organizers say they are working to boost the sport in the country and are overwhelmed at the support they have received.
The Nandi Open's been sponsored by South Pacific Electronics. We're just very thankful that they came forward and they're happy to help us out. It's other than that, it's been very good for the Suva boys to come down too. They're all coming today. They'll be here by midday, so it'll be really good.
That competition is also being held at the Nandi Sports Club. The TISI Sangam football tournament got underway in Suva today. 51 teams converged at Bidesi and Buckus Parks for the biggest tournament in the Easter weekend period. Defending champions Suva got their campaign off to a good start with a 2-0 win over Mba. The final will be played on Monday afternoon at the ANZ Stadium. Competition was tough at the Easter Tennis Championships that got underway in Lautoka today. Tournament coordinator Sachin Reddy says they are very pleased with the interest shown by international players in this year's competition.
The turnout is almost what we almost get every year, but we have surprisingly we have an entry from Vanuatu. We have four kids from Vanuatu. We have 2 guys from Kiribati. We have some expatriates who are here to play as well, and there's a lot. Mainly the whole tournament is built with a lot of local players.
The tournament will be used as the final selection stage for the Pacific Games that will be held from the 4th to the 18th of July in Papua New Guinea. That is your sports for tonight. Good evening.
Generally fine weather conditions prevailed over most parts of the country today. It was warm across the islands with a high of 33 degrees recorded in Ba. The low of the day went to Savo on 29. Elsewhere, a range from 30 to 32 degrees. Tomorrow, Good Saturday, fine weather expected in the AM with afternoon showers countrywide. Further outlook, few showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, isolated afternoon or evening showers elsewhere, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, rough seas, moderate southerly swells. And recapping the main stories, a number of police officers have raised their concern about the amount of money received in their payout. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy has reassured the family of Navneet Devi that his ministry is investigating. And today marks Good Friday, a significant day in the Christian calendar when the sacrifice of Jesus Christ is remembered. Now to our poll question for this week. We're asking, are you satisfied with the services of your municipal councils? Visit our FBC website, www.fbc.com.fj, to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You can also find us on Instagram, FBCTV 2011, or on YouTube, FBCTV 2011. That's all from FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, a blessed Good Friday. I'll be back tomorrow. Good evening.
मेरा चांद मुझे आया है नजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। छाया है नशा मेरे आंखों पर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। रह जाए ना प्यासा मेरा प्यार, मेरे बाहों में भर दे मेरा यार, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। है दोस्तों, मैं हूं जितेन शांडिल। आप रात के बाद हमारे साथ अब रफ्तार प्रोग्राम में 3 से लेकर रात 7 के बीच शामिल हो सकते हैं। मिर्ची FM, इट्स हॉट।